let's talk about the Eufy S1 Pro. I know you guys have been wanting my review on it, and I've been putting it off because I've been sick. I still don't sound 100%. Just did not want to do this review and make you guys listen to me talk for several minutes with the congestion that I had. That was terrible. But let's talk about it. Let's start with price, because that is the biggest pain point I think with this pump for a lot of people, is that it retails for $349.99. $350 is a lot of money for a breast pump, okay? Totally understand that. Personally, I think it's worth every penny. You can also buy just the Eufy S1 without the charging case. A lot of people say the charging case is not worth it to them. To me, it is. My pumps live in this case, don't have the battery in there unless I'm using it. Never had to worry about the battery. They've never died on me. The charging case itself lasts about 5 days is what they say. But for me, it'll last a week. It'll last 10 days because I'm not using my pumps that much. The pumps themselves, so this is what they look like. So nice. These are like the most luxurious wearable pump that I have ever come across, honestly. Very nice. There are 7 levels of suction, and on the motor themselves there's only 2 modes. There's a stimulation and an expression. It does have an app that you can control everything from, and in the app you can customize your own rhythm. You can use expert recommended rhythms, all of that. You can sync the pumps, the whole 9 yards. I personally have my app set the way I want it. I don't ever touch any of the controls on the motor. I just them on and go, and they automatically do what was set in the app. You can also control the heat from the motor itself or in the app. This is one of my quietest pumps too. Like sometimes I have to feel it to make sure it's on. I think it's about 45, 46 decibels is what it actually is rated, but super quiet. Suction strength, it is 300 mmHg. I need to look that up. You would think I would know by now what that means. I don't have a clue, but that is the suction strength. It is 300, and 300 is considered hospital grade. Again, Wearable should be a secondary pump, though. I will die on that hill. I personally think you need a wall pump as well, but these are rated hospital grade. If you don't think you need a wall pump and you want a Wearable, this one is considered hospital grade. Comes with 4 different flange sizes. The flange itself is a soft silicone, and it is a 24 millimeter flange. Then you get a 17, a 19, and a 21 insert. I use the inserts that come with the pump. That's another question I get a lot. But you get 4 sizes, and then let's take it apart so you guys can see how many parts you're gonna have to be washing. Put my finger right here where the pour spout is and kind of pull back and then pull up on the motor, and it comes right off. That is your heating element. These need to be pushed all the way in and connected, or it will be flashing red at you, and that means it's not heating. You have to make sure that you get it all the way on. Diaphragm comes out like that. Again, I have an insert in here. Flange comes off like this, and then the duct build off. So in terms of parts to wash, you've got 1, 2, 3. I always line up the heating element first and then start from the top down. Just kind of snap it into place all the way around. Take a second look at it and make sure it's sealed. Learn that the hard way. If you count your insert, that's 4, and then the diaphragm is 5. 4 without insert, 5 with insert. And then the motor just goes right back on. Super easy. It is one of my easier pumps to assemble and disassemble and clean and all of that. I do put my flanges in the fridge. I don't put my motor in the fridge. I don't know why you would want to, but somebody asked if you can. I don't. My motors live in the case. Overall, my favorite wearable pump that I have ever tried. Hands down, 10 out of 10. It is very pricey though, and there are pumps that I get just as good output with that are way cheaper. So it's just kind of whatever your budget allows, and if you're willing to splurge on the heating element, because the heating can't beat the heating element in this one. It is top tier. Heating element, the charging case, they're very luxurious too, like are a higher end pump, and you can definitely tell you get your money's worth there. Overall, 10 out of 10. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. I'm happy to show you whatever you would like to see about it. You can get all of the information you would like before you spend $350 on a pump. Personally, I think it's worth every penny full price. You're probably going to be able to get it on sale soon though, so keep your eye out for that. But that is the Eufy S1 Pro.